Hello, 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 Spurs fans. Paul the Hotspur hippie here. I was too excited. I was just lying here watching the clock. It's another, what, 5 hours and 16 minutes or something ridiculous to go before game day, or even longer. 6 hours and a few hours before I'm streaming on the Irish Hotspur and We Are Tottenham TV. But I can't contain all this Spursy goodness to myself. So I thought I'd just come on, say hello to everyone, do a quick stream and a chat. No news for you, so it's up to you lot to help hold this sinking ship afloat for however long you want to go for. I'm pumped. I think we've got a good chance today. It's been a long time since we've won at the Empty Crates Stadium or Highbury or whatever, and let's see if we can give Plumstead FC, Woolwich FC a good thrashing today. It'd be there's no pressure on Spurs, I don't think. No pressure. Everyone's still consistently what's the word I'm looking for? They're not bigging us up enough. They're like littling us, smalling us down. They're smalling us down, and that's to our benefit, I think. So let's see. I haven't got many viewers in here. People come flocking in. I know it's early in the UK. It's beautiful, sort of sunny, mild afternoon here in Sydney. 3:45 p.m. I've done my work driving around, and I just need to unwind a bit. All wired and tired. Let's have a look. Who have we got here? Dirty Sanchez. Hello, man. Nice to see you again. Big day. It certainly is. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Absolute bore. Hello there, man. I wonder what the atmosphere will be like at Arsenal today. Will it be imposing, or will we shut them up with an early goal? I've got a sneaking suspicion that we might concede an early goal. That seems to be the way things are happening. Teams come at us full bore, but which is a good thing, because they only can go full bore for like 2 minutes. And then they might get a goal, and then we just come and railroad them over. Mark here, Mark Satoshi. G'day, man. G'day, man. Thanks for commenting to nearly every video I do, man. Afternoon, Paul. Spring day in Melbourne. Was it grand final? Was that yesterday? I've forgotten. Well, I mean, I knew it's something this weekend sometime. Is it Carlton against Collingwood? I don't really follow AFL so much, but I'll be watching the Rugby League one next year. Wait for Yassarian to show his face in here. He'll be all happy. Broncos and Panthers are in the grand final. It's going to be a cracking final, the Rugby League. Absolute bore. Looking forward to seeing a complaining plastic surgery Arteta. Yeah, I don't know. He's a weird cat, isn't he? I don't know. Like, I can't totally dislike him because I don't know him, but I can dislike him a little bit. I don't like managers when they're a bit petulant over game conditions, like the referee or the way another team chooses to go about the game of football. There was one instance during the week where the journalist was asking him about the goalkeeper, and Arteta was going off about other players instead. What about number 9? And in that instance, I kind of thought, Arteta was maybe in the wrong way, but I could see what he was doing, sticking up for his players. But I mean, if you were Raya and Ramsdale, I don't know if you're going to be motivated. Magpies. Okay. Oh, so is the semis, was it? Okay. So that's how much I follow it. Magpies to knock over Brisbane next. Brizzy. I don't even know they had a team. Commiserations to Andrews Carlton. Oh, yeah, he was looking forward to it as well. But not to be. Not to be. But I think if you're going to go on the most likable manager, it's got to be ours, but in a good way, not in an obsequious way, not in a Jurgen Klopp jangly teeth sort of way. I think ours knows his onions. I managed to actually finally see the interview he did with Gary Lineker, because it was on iPlayer at first, and because I don't live in England, and I can't be bothered with all that VPN stuff. I couldn't watch it. but they uploaded it to YouTube, and I thought it was a pretty good interview. I've heard kind of that, Angie's story a bit before, but I think it's clear that Angie's really enjoying being Spurs manager. I've noticed his demeanour. I don't know, he looks healthy. Might be a bit of ruckus outside. I think some people are having a party up on the roof tonight, which is cool. Might stick my head up, make them concerned. Oh no, a neighbour is upset. No, no, really. Do you want some party lights? I've got a load. Yeah, so I'm nervously excited. Nervously excited over this game tonight. This is definitely the biggest game we've played so far. And can you imagine if we get 3 points? This is what I'm hoping. 3 points. That will be in good stead for us to play Liverpool next week. People are saying Tottenham haven't really played anyone. They haven't been tested. I disagree with that. But we've been tested about the same as Arsenal. This is the interesting thing. Fixtures haven't been too dissimilar. Arsenal have had more home games. We both knocked over Man United. Arsenal beat Fulham, Crystal Palace, and some other teams. I can't remember. But if we get 3 points this week and next weekend, then that bodes us well by the time we play Man City, who won last night or yesterday. World is round. I don't understand time zones. It'll be interesting by the time we play Man City, who's going to be on top. Man City seem to have, I wouldn't say an injury crisis, but they're getting more and more injuries. But they have got such a strong squad that they could probably cope with it. Dirty Sanchez says, "I would take a draw." No chance, mate. No, it's all or nothing. Come on, dear. I know people say it. I don't get this. Would you take a draw now? No, I want to play the game. I want to play the game and take 3 points. And if you get none or one, that's the way it goes. Well, I wouldn't take a draw. Take a draw. That's robbery. That's just daylight robbery, mate. They're there for the taking. Plumstead FC. Tim Breggy. Oi, mate. Oi, Tim. How you going? Mark Satoshi, Ange loves being the underdog. That's true. Arsenal fans think they're going to romp it home. Oh, do they now? Bless them. Oh, here we go. Hey, it's KPV. Hello, Kyle. I haven't seen you in my chat before. Nice, man. Nice to see you. Going 3-2 Spurs. Yeah, I did a video earlier, Carl, and I've started conservative. So I've started with 1-0 Spurs. But by the time I talk through this, it'll probably be more to us. Then when I do Irish Hotspur, it goes up because they get me all pumped. And then by the time I'm on We Are Tottenham TV, it's going to be 10-0 Tottenham, man, 10-0. So, we have to see how we go, eh? But you're going for the win, 3-2. That's good. That's good. Taking the draw. All or nothing. That's it. Absolute ball. Then again, we need to knock them down a peg. I think that could be warranted, couldn't it? It could be the start of their wobbly season. If memory serves me, last year we were unbeaten after 5, 6, 7 games. I'm not exactly sure. Before we went to Highbury last year, and we weren't even in the game, man. We weren't in either game against Arsenal last year. It wasn't good for us. However, last year we might have been getting results, but I don't think many fans were happy or even convinced with the way we were playing, that we were actually, worth our points in the table. There's also a few more draws in there, I think, than this year. But this year, the main thing is we're playing beautiful, great football. And when you do that, whether we win at Arsenal or not, I just want to see us try that. I don't want us to get scared and revert to type. And, even if you're 3-0 down, you've got to keep going for it. You never know. You never know what can happen in football. And if you're 3-0 down, you might as well lose 10-0. Don't matter. But you might as well have the experience of trying to play decent football against what is apparently a good opposition. Although they, bunch of chokers. Yeah, there is a party going on out there. Flicky T, Angie's teams usually take time to build into every game and they come home strong. Would love to see an early goal and get on the front foot. Well, I think we're going to be on the front foot either way, man. There's been, I don't know, two, 3 games maybe this year. 2, 3, where we lost a goal. We've gone 1-0 down. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I said at the beginning, like we'll come out on the front foot, and that might mean while the other team has got, maybe home adrenaline, they'll come running at us. I think Arsenal may well get an early goal against us, but just like the other times we've conceded an early goal, it doesn't bother me because other teams have been running out of steam left, right, and centre. And we keep going. I mean, it took us 100 minutes to beat Sheffield United last week, but we still did it. And we did it in style. Hey, a member of the Hotspur Hippie Commune join us, Matthew. Super chats and memberships are available if you want to support the channel, i.e. me. The channel isn't a person, it's me. Good morning, Playboy. Man, you keep saying that. I know, man. Look at me. Do I look like a Playboy? I mean, geez, if Playboys look like this where you live, I might have to move over there. Brat, aka Hippie, that'll do, man. Thanks for your support, Matthew. Tim says, do you reckon they will counter Ange ball or do we just steamroll them? Well, I think at some stage, as happened with other teams, we'll end up pinning them back. I don't think you can see Ange's style of football is very hard to counter, because one of the things we do very well is when we lose possession, we get it back quickly more often than not. So if we were in their third and we stuff it up or they tackle or something and they get the ball, then as they're emerging, I think the kids call it transition. As they're emerging, we get the ball back and they're out of shape. They're not, and so they've got to backtrack to defence. So I don't know. I think we're just going to go at them, man, and it might take a half. I don't know. It depends how good Arsenal are at absorbing. I don't know about this being end to end all the way through. I think it's going to be like our other games have gone, where we just wear teams out. It doesn't become a stalemate because we're just fitter. And Ange in his was it in his press conference or it was in some interview he's done recently, he said he believes that we're the fittest team in the Premier League, and Ange says it. Good enough for me, man. I'll take that as the truth. We're going to try and steamroll them. Let me answer it that way. We're going to try. Matthew, I just want to win against that bigger fish to fry FC. Yeah, the interlopers, the hobos that moved up into our part. They weren't even in London. Plumstead wasn't even in London. It was in Kent in 1913. And they thought they'd sneak on over, get a bit of the football market. It's the further southeast you go. When you get, Kent, the real posh bit, they're all la-di-da down there playing boo and pétanque and deck quoits on their private yachts. They weren't interested in football in 1913, so they came up to working class North London and just entrenched there like a barnacle. So yeah, I want to win too, man. I want to win. Oh, of course, I wasn't alive in 1913, but it's just one of those. I don't know. When it's football related, I don't mind things being carried on for a century because it's not. Ultimately, it doesn't mean anything. It's a harmless hatred. Matthew, now you're one good looking second. Well, okay, man. Thanks you. All right. Well, I'll take any compliment I can get. Thank you, Matthew. Dirty Sanchez, Udogie versus Saka. That's, yeah, it's an interesting one, that, isn't it? Both playing very well. Yeah, that's it's going to test Udogie, but I mean, he's looked rock solid this year, though, hasn't he, Udogie? I don't. Has he been skinned? He might have been skinned once. Romero and Van der Ven haven't. Porro a couple of times against Man United, but then he's come good since then as well. So yeah, Udogie. The difference is Udogie. I think Udogie's a better player. He'll get the ball and just run up the pitch and goes through players. He's incredible. So yeah, Saka. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he's going to get any joy today. I mean, I don't really know. I'm just pulling it out of my bottom, but I think there's other battles. I think the midfield battle is going to be interesting. I've got a feeling that our midfield will just play past them. I don't think, especially I've forgotten who's on the right for Arsenal, or which way up there. It's either the right or the left. You've got Declan Rice. He's boring, eh? He's boring. He's like, I don't know, you're going through that Sunday afternoon, evening wobbles of having to go to work tomorrow, and you put on a TV for some entertainment, and it's bloody songs of praise or Highway. That's what Declan Rice is like. He's boring. I like what Jacob calls him. He's £100 million Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Pierre's better than him. Matthew, in the 1970s, there was a plan about a two merging club called Arsenal Hotspur. So, never goes right. Never goes right in sport, merging. And it's always done by, the rich people. One of my local teams in London, Hayes Town Football Club, used to know the owners and their son of the pub there. And a few years ago, I don't know when it was, long after I moved to Australia, they merged with their rivals Yedding. So Hayes and Yedding FC, and they're rubbish because it's like, mixing acid and alkali. You just get, nothing. Well, you get salt, I suppose. And, there's a couple of instances in rugby league over here, the teams that merged, St George and Illawarra and Balmain and Wests, they're both at the bottom of the table. It just doesn't work, never works. So I'm going to get it off the screen. I don't even see that, Matthew. Hippie is already better than Jamie Oliver, in my opinion. Okay. Is it 7 hours to go, Mark? Yeah, you're right. 7 hours. Dear, oh dear. I might have a little power nap before the game comes on, or because I've got to start streaming in 3 hours' time. So it's probably not the best thing to do to have a big jumbo-sized Coke before I want to have a snooze. Absolute bore. Mergings are usually takeovers. Yeah, they're sort of weird power struggles, aren't they? Where one lot gets the ascendancy. And always, without fail, it's with no fan at all in mind. It's just power, money, convenience, all those sorts of things. It's got nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the sport at all. What we got here? I've got any more? Okay, no more comments. All right, well, I wonder how long I'll go for. There's a few people in here. Hello, everyone. I'll tell you all, maybe waking up, rubbing your eyes, just waking up, and then as soon as you come to, it's like, it's match day. Here we go, another member of the Hotspur coming. Thanks for your support. Backs to the wall. Oh, I like this. Shock and awe at the Emirates tonight. I mean, it would be good, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be? I don't want to sound like Kevin Keegan. I'd love to beat him. I'd love to beat them well, or just beat them any old how. I'm hoping. It looks like Arteta and Ange are kind of respecting each other at the moment. I'd like Arteta to put a foot wrong. Ange won't put the draw for first blood. but he will keep something in his back pocket if Arteta says something. So, in some ways, I would like us to go and kick their ass, but I'd also, you know, VAR in our favour. Maybe I don't know, pull someone's shirt down in the penalty box and get away with a penalty. Something, you know, I don't know, something that will get Arteta fired up so he says the wrong thing, because he's prone to do that sometimes. And I think Ange will just you know, keep that all in the back of his mind for next time. But so far, they seem to have good words for each other. That's the way Ange is classy. Ange is a gentleman, you know. Matthew, in 2000s, Roman Abramovich. Oh, he's that Russian war criminal, isn't he? That bought Chelsea. Wanted to buy Tottenham initially. That's correct. Then he saw Stamford Bridge. Then he bought Chelsea. Yeah. Oh well, I think that turned out all right. Really, turned out all right. And see, as far as Chelsea goes, because I think they're a tin pot nothing club. They were never anything before Abramovich came along, and they're already sinking back down to nothing now. Is that every trophy they won, just like the Tour de France with old Lance Armstrong? What do you win? 9 Tour de France's? So there's 9 years without a winner, or there was doping. Like, we do a count back, so that means Tottenham Hotspur 2017 Premier League champions. That's what I reckon. Because yeah, I mean, you can't just steal a country's utility and buy a football club with it and think that that's all right. I mean, come on. It's funny how many of the Chelsea, oh no, there's nothing wrong with the war against Ukraine. Yeah, oh, who'd have thought, eh? Who'd have thought, eh? Chelsea fans siding on the wrong side. Never heard that before. Ugh. Dirty Sanchez, does he stick with the same front three? That's an interesting. I was thinking about this, man. I'm thinking maybe that yes, I can't remember what the front three were now. Was it Solomon, Son, and Kulusevski? I think Son up the middle, because I think Richarlison showed he might be the guy to rely on when teams are parking the bus. You know, when we're lofting in those headers in. But when we got maybe a little bit of space to keep the ball on the deck, I think you want Son up the middle. I think Solomon's shown himself to be very useful on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, Perisic isn't in the equation anymore. A real shame for Tottenham and Hrvatska, unfortunately. Will we? I don't know if we'll see him in a Spurs shirt again. I like Perisic. Because I saw him play for Hrvatska quite a bit before we signed him, and I liked him. He's a good player. So a real shame what happened to him. But then on the right hand side, Kulusevski is getting back to his best. But we've also got Brennan Johnson, haven't we? Brennan Johnson. So they're good problems to have, aren't they? It's not a question of oh no, we're going to play Skip and Dyer and Sanchez. It's which of these really, really good players do we pick? Which is cool. That's the way I like it. Should be. Back to the wall. Yeah, mutual respect is good to see. Yeah, I know. I like a bit of needle though, mate. I like a bit of needle between managers, but definitely between Ange and another manager, because Ange is a black belt at it. I've seen him do it before. But he needs to be provoked. He won't just go on it on his own. He's not like a Thomas Tuchel, that fruitcake, when he had a go at Conte. And I'm not a big Conte fan. More time goes on, the less of a fan I am. But Tuchel did have a pop at our gaffer. Out of order he is. You've got to keep some sort of high ground. Oh, there's a few members in here. Matthew, I generally want a rivalry, Ange versus Ten Hag. That heated rivalry. Yeah, there's a guy commenting on my video today, and it was Lemmy, and he said that if any manager is likely to have a bit of a thin skin, it's probably Ten Hag. And I agree with that. Ten Hag doesn't seem to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Robust. But it's the same story that's happened at Man United, a bit like, what we used to be like. They'll have an all right period, but all the players are fed up with him. And I just, when Ten Hag went to Manchester United and I saw his first couple of interviews, I just thought, I don't know about this guy. I like Klopp. I thought, okay, he's going to do a good job. So I'm not being completely biased here, just a little bit biased because I'm a Hotspurs fan. But I don't know. I don't know how how a guy like that would, how you'd be motivated to play, go out of your skin for him. I don't know. And he's lost control, hasn't he? He's lost control. When he came out and kind of bagged Sanchez, I saw a lot of Man United fans sticking up for that. I thought that was wrong. I thought he could have avoided the question, answered it in a different way without lying, but he just I don't like the expression threw him under the bus. I think that's a mealy-mouthed way of saying betrayed. He just betrayed him. And I don't think you want to be doing that as a manager, because look what's happened. All of a sudden, whether it was right or wrong or justified or not, there's rumours coming out that there's a discontent. And where are those rumours coming from? Probably coming from players, agents, not good. So I can't, well, I don't think Ten Hag would be there at the end of the season. Then who else would want that job, really? They're a basket case, absolute basket case. Absolute bore. Big loss losing Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, good player, man. Good player. Matthew Perisic has had 18 assists last season. It's funny, isn't it? It's sort of, because, it's hard to separate him from the rest of the team because we were just generally underwhelming. But he didn't look that good last year. But when you see a number like that, he must have been doing something right. So, Mark says, do you think Brennan Johnson come on after half time? Could do. I mean, he did look good. There's no doubt about it. He did look good. Scored a goal offside, just timed his run a little bit wrong, but he looked dangerous, didn't he? He looked jinky, ziggy and zaggy near their goal. So if he's on the bench, I'm sure he will. Maybe a straight sort of Kulu, or maybe what happened last week, bolster up the midfield with Kulu dropping back there. I thought so long since I've seen a Tottenham manager do something like that, take off a defender to go all out. It's like old school. It's like old proper football, isn't it? Maybe it's a good thing that Ange has just been going off 30-year-old match of the day tapes and 50-year-old Roy of the Rovers and Shoot and Match magazines, because it's a bygone era of football management. It's always been, seems to have been like for like replacements, whereas Ange changes it up a bit now. We all play with the same intent, but the personnel in different areas of the pitch and numbers of personnel can vary. I really like that. He might well start, man. He might. Who knows? I think he'll be on at some stage, though. Stephen Thomas. As long as we don't get exposed in the wide positions, we look good today. Who's going to expose us? What, Arsenal? Jeez. Don't know. They couldn't expose themselves at a Flashers convention. Backs to the wall. Looking forward to seeing how Johnson goes with more minutes. Yeah, well, good start for him. I like the cut of his jib. He looked happy. Looked happy to be playing for Tottenham, and like a few other players, we weren't the only team that were in for him, but he only had eyes for Spurs, which is great. Matthew, on about this is 10.5. First he blamed Ronaldo, then Sancho. You know what now? I'm convinced what Ronaldo, he doesn't respect the players in the dressing room. Yeah, well, there could be something in it. at the time of the Ronaldo thing, man, I thought that was the only time I thought Ten Hag had his finger on the pulse. But this is, an outsider looking in. I thought Ronaldo too big for his boots, going off and sulking, going straight off the pitch. I don't know, he was doing silly stuff, and Ten Hag put his foot down, which I thought was pretty good manager. But maybe you're right. I mean, it looks like he's losing the dressing room, doesn't it? Andrew will kick his ass if Ten Hag does something. Well, he's not an ass kicker, but he won't let people forget when Michael Beale said Andrew's lucky to have Celtic's budget, which is complete rubbish because, especially in his first year, Ange pretty much balanced the transfer books. But Ange did refer to himself as a lucky man after that, which was kind of cool. All the Celtic fans knew what he was on about. Kerno, morning all. Ange Ball, yes, ma'am. Come on, you Spurs. Let's hope we smash them today. Yes, yeah, why not? It's time to be excited. Jeff Tottenham, Perth, come on, you Spurs. Good afternoon, Paul. Hope you're well. 2-1. 2-1. Come on, you Spurs. I started off at 1-0. I'm leaning more towards 2-1 now. KPV went in at 3-2 earlier. But a couple of more build-ups and I'll be going 10-0. Can't help myself. Only party expo is party. Absolute ball. Refused to shake hands with opposition when losing as Portugal captain. Oh, is that right? I didn't. That's Ronaldo. I can't remember that one. Wow. Yeah, that's not cool, is it? I mean, I think players go a bit overboard after games, or hugging and selfies, and you just won or lost the football game. But a handshake and thanks for the game. I think that's about all that's required. Oh, super chat here. Hey, thanks, Adrian. You're always reliable for the old super chats. Thank you very much, man. 2 Singapore dollars, which is, I believe, 10 million Australian dollars, which is great. I splurged pounds on our away kit and third kit for North London. Come on, you Spurs. I've got an away kit on its way over from England. A friend of mine has decided to give me one as a present, and it's going to have hippie on the back, H hippie, because you can't fit Hotspur hippie. And I don't mind doing it because it's not my name, if you know what I mean. I haven't got like Paul Beattie written on the back of on my back, but Hotspur hippie, it's not kind of me, if you know what I mean. So I don't mind that. Oh, the other thing, just as a side note, I did, because a couple of people have asked me about doing some merchandise, and so I've started looking into it. And I'm not saying I won't do it, but it is a minefield out there of what supplier to use. I've asked some people, so they've given me some good advice, but I'm nervous about it because I don't want it to be crap. Basically, I want it to be hands-free. So I'll design it and check it because I've got some ideas for designs. I want to make sure it's okay, but then if anything goes wrong with it, I don't, if they don't sort it out themselves, then I'm not. That's dear idea, because I don't want people spending their money on tat, But if there are problems, I don't want to sort it out myself, if you know what I mean. I want all care and no responsibility. But I'm looking into it, and it's possible. I just t-shirts, maybe t-shirts. I got two thoughts in mind for t-shirts. And I don't know, maybe a mug, basically because I need some mugs, so I'll get my own branded mugs. Well, there's some good stuff you've got on your way there, man. Good stuff. I like the away cut. Third kit, eh? The third kit. Wow. Maybe I'd have to see the third kit in the flesh, because to me it looks like the same color as chicken that's been left out in the sun, or band-aids or something. But maybe it's one you see the more of. It will start growing on you. All right. What else we got? Well, here we go. Comment. Thanks, Mark. Sweating there. Paul, why not wait until once your subscriber base goes? Yeah, yeah, that's right. But I'm just sort of looking at it. You know, what's involved with it. You know, I mean, it's not going to be a big bloody money spinner as well. I mean, that's the other thing. Like the prices they charge, you know, suppliers charge. And then I think, okay, well then what's I'm going to put money on top to cream a bit off like a capitalist. I don't know. I don't know. They'd have to be bloody good, and I'm not convinced they are. That's why, you know, I'm not convinced at the moment. It just sounds like too much pain in the arse, you know. But I mean, it would be kind of cool, I suppose, from an ego point of view. But I don't know. Don't know. But the subscriber base is growing. Bit of a slow couple of days because I didn't do any uploads for a couple of days. But generally, it's going up about 100, between 100 and 200 a week when I'm posting regularly. So I can't complain with that. And there's lots of people viewing the videos, which is great. They're getting like upwards of 1,000, sometimes 2, nearly 3,000 views, which is cool, you know. Because that's, I mean, it's not a lot of advertising revenue, but it's some. So I'll have something for nothing, basically. I've got I put it on mute, but I was just watching Ben and Sim's review. They did like a 2-hour preview of this game. So I don't know how they managed to do that. That's pretty good going. Oh dear, I'm getting tired. I was driving a lot today. I've been working. So you know what? I might leave it there, folks. I might have a bit of a rest before I got to stream again. I just thought, we got some comments. I might as well do this. Spurs GCTV. Morning, Paul. Pumped for the game today, later. Nice one, man. 3-1. See, starting to build me up now. I've gone 1-0. I was going 2-1, and now it's 3-1. I swear by the end of We Are Tottenham TV stream, I'm going to be up to the heady heights of 10-0. But 3-1, that's a good side win. Anyway, no one thinks we're going to lose, do we? No one thinks we're going to lose. Copy later. Thank you very much, Tim. And I think I will. Oh, here we go. I think I will. I'll pop off as well. I need to recharge my batteries a bit. But I just thought I'd do it at a weird time of day, just to say hello, everyone. So let me just cue up the wonderful outro video. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for the super chat, Adrian. And if you click like and subscribe, that's cool. But you know, do what you want. And I'll see. I'll be on the Irish Hotspur in 2 hours and 38 minutes with Dave and Jack, and I'm sure that's going to be a hoot to do. So I'll see you later. Oh, I've missed the video. Where is it? Okay. Peace and love, man. And come on, you Spurs.